In the twilight abyss, where the sun is a forgotten memory, the last of its kind began its final journey. The Kraken, a legend whispered on salty winds for millennia, was descending into the deepest trench on Earth. Its once powerful movements, capable of splintering the mightiest ships, were now slow, deliberate, a final dance against the crushing pressure. The colossal eyes, which had mirrored the stars and the fury of tempests, were clouded and weak. The constellations of bioluminescent organs that once lit up the deep like a phantom galaxy were dimming, one by one, like fading stars. On the surface, far above, old sailors with skin like cracked leather and eyes as gray as the sea would later swear the ocean itself fell silent that day. The boisterous songs of whales ceased, the playful chatter of dolphins vanished, and an eerie, profound quiet settled over the waves, as if the planet itself was holding its breath in mourning for the passing of its greatest titan. The heart of the ocean had stopped beating. Its descent was a slow, majestic funeral procession. The colossal body, a living mountain of flesh and myth, sank through layers of perpetual darkness, past ghostly anglerfish with their dangling lures, past swarms of vampire squid that scattered like embers from its path. The water grew colder, the pressure more immense, but the Kraken did not resist. It was returning home, finally, with a silent, graceful impact that sent plumes of ancient sediment billowing into the void. It came to rest on the floor of the Mariana Trench. Here, in the deepest, most desolate part of the world, the legend would find its tomb. The great beast was still, its epic journey concluded. The ocean floor, a realm of eternal night, now cradled its most magnificent secret. The silence was absolute, a fitting epitaph for a creature born of primordial chaos and oceanic dreams. Time, in the deep, is a different concept. It flows like a sluggish, unseen river. Decades bled into centuries, and centuries into millennia. The soft tissues of the great Kraken slowly yielded to the tireless work of deep-sea scavengers and the relentless chemistry of the abyss. Its flesh returned to the ocean, nourishing new life in the perpetual darkness. What remained was a skeleton of unimaginable scale, a cathedral of bone resting in silent majesty. The ocean began to reclaim it, not through destruction, but through creation. Tiny, patient coral polyps, colored like pale ghosts, began to colonize the massive bones. They grew slowly, meticulously, draping the skeletal frame in intricate, stony lace. Over thousands of years, the Kraken's remains transformed into a spectacular, sprawling reef, a monument of life, built upon a foundation of death, a city of bone and coral, hidden from the world. This new ecosystem, this skeletal metropolis, pulsed with a strange and vibrant life. Translucent fish with delicate, wing-like fins flitted through the cavernous ribcage. Armored crabs, ancient and slow, scuttled along the vast expanse of the skull, their claws clicking a rhythm only the deep could hear. Entire colonies of unknown creatures made their homes within the hollows of the vertebrae, creating a thriving community in the heart of the fallen titan. The Kraken was gone, but it had not vanished. It had become a part of the ocean in the most fundamental way. It was no longer just a creature. It was a place, a sanctuary, a foundation for a new generation of deep-sea wonders. Its legacy was not one of terror, but of life, a final, generous gift to the abyss that had been its cradle and now served as its grave. Meanwhile, on the sunlit surface, the myth of the Kraken took on a life of its own. It slithered from the hushed tales of sailors into the grand tapestries of human culture. Its form was carved into the prows of Viking longships, a fearsome guardian to ward off lesser sea monsters. Its epic battles with sperm whales were painted onto priceless porcelain vases in the Far East. Its tentacles, capable of pulling down the moon, were the subject of epic poems recited in the firelit halls of kings and queens. The story mutated, evolved, and spread across the globe like a ripple in the water. In some cultures, it was a creature of pure destruction, a manifestation of the ocean's wrath. In others, it was a wise, ancient guardian, a protector of hidden treasures and submerged kingdoms. The Kraken became more than a beast. It became a symbol of the vast, terrifying, and beautiful unknown that lurks beneath the waves. A placeholder for humanity's deepest fears and most profound fascinations with the sea. As centuries turned into a new millennium, humanity's gaze turned downward. Armed with technology born of insatiable curiosity, a new breed of explorer ventured into the abyss. Submersibles, like fireflies in the dark, descended into the trenches, their powerful lights cutting through the eternal night. During one such expedition to the Mariana Trench, a research vessel scanning the seabed with advanced sonar registered an anomaly. The readings were nonsensical, impossible. They depicted a structure of biological origin, but on a scale that defied all known biological laws. The data suggested a skeletal formation larger than any known whale, any dinosaur, any creature that had ever been recorded in the fossil record. It was a ghost on the machine, a whisper from the deep that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The explorers were baffled, their screens showing the contours of something that simply should not exist. The discovery ignited a firestorm of debate. Photographs and sonar maps were analyzed and argued over in laboratories and universities around the world. Skeptics dismissed the findings as geological formations, tricks of light and shadow, or data corruption. They argued that the pressures and lack of resources at such depths made it impossible for a creature of that size to exist. The Kraken, they maintained, was a mythical product of tired, superstitious sailors staring too long into the disorienting waves. But others, the dreamers, the believers, saw something more. They pointed to the startling symmetry of the structure, the bone-like density readings. They compiled ancient texts, sailors' logs, and folkloric accounts from every corner of the globe, all describing the same colossal beast. Could it be, they whispered, that the myth was not a myth at all? Could this be the first tangible evidence of the legendary Kraken? The line between science and legend began to blur. The debate rages on to this day, a schism in our understanding of the planet. The world remains divided between those who see a geological anomaly and those who see the grave of a god. Expeditions are planned, funding is sought, all to answer one question: was the Kraken real? But the deep ocean guards its secrets well. The trench where the anomaly lies is treacherous, a place of extreme pressure and unpredictable currents, making further investigation a monumental and perilous task. So, for now, the skeleton on the seafloor remains an enigma, a question mark scribbled at the very bottom of our world map. It challenges our perception of reality, forcing us to consider that the world we know is only a fraction of the world that is. It reminds us that for all our knowledge and technology, the ocean's depths remain the last true wilderness, a realm where monsters might still be real. Our journey ends back in the crushing blackness of the trench, miles below the surface. The submersible's lights sweep across the abyssal plain, illuminating nothing but mud, rock, and the occasional pale, ghostly creature. The sonar scans show only an empty, desolate landscape. The anomaly, the colossal skeleton, is nowhere to be found. Perhaps the skeptics were right. Perhaps it was a glitch, a phantom. The submersible turns, its mission a failure, and begins its long ascent back to the world of light and air. The trench is plunged back into absolute darkness, into a silence that has persisted for years. But then, for just a fraction of a second, something impossible happens. In the void, a colossal eye, larger than the submersible itself, a luminous orb of ancient intelligence and immeasurable power, opens. It gazes into the darkness for a fleeting moment, a silent declaration that some legends do not die. They only sleep. If you love stories that explore the mysteries of our world, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.